shed a little light now on the refugee crisis is Leen Zaibak with the Lifeline Syria. And we know that Canada has plans right now to bring in 25,000 refugees. And until Friday, the plan seemed to be going ahead with a few detractors, but more and more now we are hearing people showing their concerns. So tell me a little bit about what Toronto's role is in this, and if you could take us back before Friday, what were the plans?
Well, this is the worst humanitarian crisis since World War II. Lifeline Syria is hoping to bring 1,000 Syrian refugees to Toronto, and we need to step up and not step down. This is a country that was built by immigrants and refugees. Many refugees have come before and many will come after. So it really speaks to our Canadian values to open our doors and our hearts, which the Canadian public has been doing, and I would urge them to continue doing that.
Considering what happened on Friday, people are understandably scared.
Sure.
And then we hear that these guys, some of them disguised themselves or posed as refugees, and now people are saying, well, that could happen here. How do you answer people when they say something like this? Really
simply, in fact. Refugees are fleeing from terror. They're not causing it. And I think that's what we need to remember.
And we have to think back, too. You're too young to remember, well, so am I, actually, World War II. When we did have refugees that were fleeing tyranny in Germany, and even the German people themselves, we started blaming the German people. The Japanese were interned in camps here, and we said we would never do that again, turn our back on refugees or on people from a nationality because of the actions of a few.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's disgusting, even me, to hear, and we hear about this Muslim woman in Don Mills who was beaten up. What are your people in your group telling you about how they're being treated these days?
You know, we do hear stories like this, but I'm also hearing a lot of stories of compassion and generosity by the Canadian public who want to step up and know this is our country and this is the role we need to play and we could play. So that's what they're telling me. They're still moving forward and wanting to sponsor refugee families and refugee individuals. And just yesterday, Lifeline Syria finished 2 applications for Syrian refugee families. So,
and yeah, and again, we have to bring ourselves into what if your family in your house where you're sitting right now had bombs going off outside their doors, and they said they have no choice but to take whatever they can carry on their back, walk hundreds of miles to find peace. And they're hopefully going to find that peace here in Canada.
Yeah, hopefully. And like you said, refugees, no one chooses to become a refugee. They're fleeing terror. They're looking to build a new life and for their families in Canada. And we have the Canadian values speak to that. And they're not different from the values that Syrian refugees will be bringing with them. They're very much alike.
All right, thank you so much for being here. More information, go to lifelinesyria.ca. So thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate that.